Greetings and great morning, grand rising consciousness, and all that you think, say, and do. Yes, I am Reverend Rodney Gittens here with One Love Center for Spiritual Living midweek, almost midweek. And on this day, we are inviting you to ask the question or live from the place of what if. And as many of you know, I like acronyms, and we are going to play with that idea of what if. And we know that in all so many spiritual teachings, especially in religious science and new thought and science for, the Centers for Spiritual Living, that that idea of what if is also scientific. It moves into the realm of infinite possibilities, and we get to play with that in a constructive way, in a positive way. So today begins this with the rest of this month talking about what if, and will most certainly continue into the next year. It's a question that we get to ask of ourselves as we get in alignment and get in tune with the infinite that is always present, especially within us. So I invite you to join me in what will end in a brief meditation, and you get to also journal what comes up for you when we're talking about what if, and we have a specific idea in mind. So we're going to jump into it. And again, welcome. So we are talking about what if. It's all about what if. And what is whole, harmonious, absolute trust. If you're asking what, come from a place of whole, harmonious, absolute trust. And if is based on the inner foundation, not just anything that's going to happen at any time from anywhere. Yes, there are infinite possibilities. However, we're talking about from the inside, that foundation of wholeness, of trust, of the absolute that is in your favor, that is in your awareness, that is in your power. All right. So as we delve into this, we're going to do it for 3 weeks to the end of the month and the end of the year. The adventure of your inner spiritual power. And so we start with what if I choose peace? How about that? What if I choose peace? And just let that sit for just a moment. What if I choose peace? The wholeness, the harmony, the absolute trust in that inner foundation. From this place, I choose peace. And just feel that for a moment. You don't even have to think about it, just feel it for a moment. What if I choose peace? Number one, you have a choice. And you can choose peace. You can choose peace from the moment you wake up and at any time throughout your day. And moving forward, this is what it's about. We're beginning this short series by anchoring the whole in what? So the W stands for whole, wholeness, the wholeness within. And this week is an invitation to release that holiday pressure and all of the activity that can seem somewhat manic, that can really seem to control our lives. Especially if we think that shopping is the answer towards anything. That's a must-have gifts. They want gifts. What would they think if I don't have gifts? And all of that chatter, all of that noise that goes on in our head. And are we actually giving just from the joy, the freedom to give just because, without having to match anybody else. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses in your family or outside of your family. And it can be, yes, it can be stressful. It can feel like unnecessary pressure. Or you can choose peace as you're in a posture. You're standing in peace. So there's no obligation, there's no have to, there's no what will happen if I don't. Yeah, so that's not the what if we're coming from. What if they don't like the gift? Well, what if? Yeah, I choose peace. Okay. So that's how we work in it. All right. So let's just take a look at what's next. And so when we are thinking about this time of the year, and you can use it for any time of the year, peace is the first gift that we give ourselves. You don't have to wait for something to happen for you to choose peace. Gift yourself peace first. When we choose peace, the whole universe cooperates with our vibration. Peace is not passive. Peace is the assertive return to our center. Now, what if peace is not the return, but peace is recognized first and foremost? And we don't have to remember peace because we're coming from peace. However, many times we go throughout our day and very quickly things can escalate, which all of a sudden I'm not feeling at peace. Here is where you give yourself the gift of peace in the moment, in every moment. And it becomes a practice. Make it a practice. It's like, where am I right now? Am I feeling peaceful? Allow yourself to feel, to assert your return to peace. That means work it, work that peace. And not just a piece of peace. We're talking about the W is whole, wholeness. Feel peace envelop you. Feel peace have its way with you. And most of the time, we'll be sitting still. Most of the time, we'll be not reacting. And what if I choose peace in this moment? And so let's take a look at what this means. We have some quotes. It says, nobody can bring you peace but yourself. That's Ralph Waldo Emerson. Sounds like a responsibility. It's your job to gift yourself peace. And also, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. That is from the Buddha. He said, peace comes from within. Recognize that you don't have there's no place to go get peace. I got to get peaceful. No. You have to just remember the first quote, that peace comes from within, that where I am, peace is. And peace is everywhere I am. And so do not seek it without. And there's nobody that can give it to you. Yeah. And also, by Swami Vivekananda, be not afraid of anything. You are the indwelling God. That is most certainly the place of peace. You've heard it say that heaven is within. I don't know about anybody else. I can only guess that heaven, whatever concept of heaven that anybody has, it's got to be peaceful. I mean, the old antiquated idea of heaven up in the clouds and there are angels playing the harps and everybody's just kind of grooving, and nothing to worry about and nothing to do, and just be what? At peace. Well, guess what? That's just a picture of the feeling that we all get to feel inside. because I dare say that no one's actually seen that kind of place, but that is the feeling that's generated of floating, and there's just beautiful music playing, and that's heavenly, and it's generated from within. So there's nothing to be afraid of. God created each and everything out of itself. What else did it have to work with? It created everything. So it all is from God. And that indwelling presence that's in our pores, it's in our cells, it's in our very being. It's all God. And so there truly is nothing to be afraid of. It's all God. Yes. And so with that, we are at peace. I'm not afraid if somebody doesn't get a gift for me from the holidays, or if I don't get a gift from somebody else. What's there to be afraid of? I'm at peace. I'm at peace with even a gift that I don't like. Or maybe they gave me that gift last year. Uh, it's okay. Didn't get a card, didn't send a card. I'm at peace. Doesn't mean I can't be loving. Doesn't mean that there's no other way to express love at any time of the year. Why wait for once a year to send a card or send a gift or give a gift or receive a gift? Be not afraid of anything. Be the peace. See the peace within yourself. Yes, you are the peace. God is the peace where I am. I am the peace everywhere God is, the indwelling God. And so, next, we have affirmations. Let's get back to the affirmations. And so, I invite you all to take the next step in recognizing peace, realizing peace, living from a place of peace. And we have the affirmations. So, in this next moment, I invite you to listen a little as we do our affirmations. Taking a breath, as we like to do, and just repeat with me. We'll do it each one twice. Take a breath. I choose peace as my path. Let's do that again. I choose peace as my path. Next affirmation. Peace flows through me now. Again. Peace flows through me now. Let's take a breath. And the next one. I am calm, clarity in motion. Take a breath. Again. I am calm, clarity in motion. And so it is, and now it is. Let's always remember that. And now we're going to a meditation. So I invite you to, if possible, close your eyes. That way you can eliminate any visual distractions. And if you're okay with keeping your eyes open, especially if you're driving or operating heavy machinery or anything that requires you to at least have your eyes open. Otherwise, feel free in the next moment to close your eyes and visualize a warm golden light filling your heart as you inhale and exhale, inhale the words, I choose peace. And exhale, I release everything else that is unlike peace. And so let's do that. And we'll listen to a little bit of music while we do. Inhale, I choose peace. And exhale, everything else. Inhale, I choose peace. And exhale, I release everything else. Inhale, I choose peace. Exhale, I release everything else. Inhale, I choose peace. Exhale, I release everything else. Inhale, I choose peace. Exhale, I release everything else. And so, as we follow up this meditation and make it your mantra, say to yourself, I choose peace. I release everything else. And as you go throughout your day, here's a mindful practice. It's a 10 breath pause. So, in the midst of whether you're in the shopping arena for the holidays or just the arena of your mind, and there's a collection of collaborators who are just yakking away. Some people call it the monkey mind. Some people call it's a circus. It's all of this noise and activity, the ticker tape of relentless. It's not even a conversation. It's just this one way of thoughts rapidly moving through your mind. Find yourself in it and stop yourself. Pause for a moment. If you're having a conversation in your mind with yourself, stop. Just stop. You won't lose anything. You won't miss anything. If you need to write it down, write it down. However, if it seems unproductive, if it's making you feel guilty or ashamed or doubtful or worried or afraid, stop. If it's a conversation with somebody else or you find yourself in an atmosphere that is not feeling, where you're not feeling your strength and your power and yourself, stop and do a mindfulness practice this week. And you can use all of this for the whole week until we meet again. The 10 breath pause. Before responding or reacting, take 10 slow breaths. Two important words, slow and breath. Many times when we're in the midst of things that are happening, our breath gets very shallow. Sometimes we're not even really breathing. We're holding our breath and trying to get through it. Take 10 slow breaths. So it's a conscious awareness. This is your active peace. It's not passive, it's actively bringing you back to center, back to a place of peace. So breathe. That's inhale and exhale 10 times slowly. You don't want to hyperventilate. You want to feel invigorated. You want to feel returning to center, out of the head into the heart, and your second brain into your solar plexus. This is where you're breathing into, breathing from. And take the 10 breaths and count them. And if you're around people, it's okay. You can close your eyes or keep them open. But do your 10 breaths before responding. And so, thank you for participating and for knowing the truth about who you are and where you are, that at any time and every time you get to choose peace. And how wonderful it is that we can do that because we can. Thank you for joining. You can use this all week long, and we'll start again, perhaps next Wednesday, maybe sooner. But until then, peace and blessings. And I just really wanted to add just a little early morning as you go on your way throughout your day. Peace. This music is from Marilyn Saint. Rest in peace.